Hey guys, Sirius Kogan 316.7 here, and today, as promised, we're going to be doing a tutorial. Today the tutorial is on square one. Let's get this thing started. Okay, so as you can see, this is the square one cube, and don't mind this. This is just because the person I got this from did something very stupid to it and tried to super glue it shut, and then when I tried to adjust it and clean it, I had to break it apart. For those of you who are first timers solving the square one cube, we're going to go over a little bit of notation. When describing the algorithms, we're going to be using negative numbers and positive numbers. Whenever something's negative, it's going counterclockwise, and something's positive, it's going clockwise. So it's kind of like having primes when you're doing like f prime, u prime. It's different. So if I had 1, 0, I would move the top one 1 and the bottom one none, because the top one is going to be in the x-coordinates and the bottom one is going to be in the y-coordinates. To make it simpler, so you don't have to check to see if it's clockwise, if it's on the top, if it's normal, it's going from right to left. If it's negative, it's going from left to right. And for the bottom one, if it's negative, it's going from right to left, and if it's positive, it's going from left to right. So let's get this started. Okay, so the first thing you want to have when you have this cube is a mixed cube, so you can actually start showing how to solve it. So let's do this. Give me a second. Alright, so we've got it scrambled. First thing to do, bring it down so that the middle is at least together. Because of the way the cube's built, there's only one way to turn it, and I recommend, this is how I solve it, the small part of the middle is always on the left. First thing to do when you're solving it, bring all of these smaller middle pieces for the top two layers, for the top and the bottom layer, together. So that's really mostly intuition, so I'll get back to you as soon as I have that. Alright, so we have the first two layers separately. All of these are together, and all of these are together, and this is how you want it to look. So you're going to put it down so that it's look like this with the middle, and you're just going to turn it like this. And there isn't really an algorithm for this, it's just the way to solve it. And you can make it so that these two are facing each other. I kind of like to call it like a cat, because it looks kind of like a cat, I don't know. So they're even, and then you're gonna do that, and then you're gonna do this, so that these are even, but it's gonna be like a T. That'll be lined up like that. And then, this is a good shape. You're going to want to bring these so that they're even up and they look exactly like on the bottom and the top. And there you go, cube shape. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is make it so that all the green pieces are on the top and all the white pieces are on the bottom. Or in your, whatever, make one color on top and one color on bottom. The first way you're going to do that is by getting all the corners right. These are corners, these are edge pieces. So this is also just intuition. The only part that wouldn't be is when you have one corner that's the last corner. Like I guess you could use this other algorithm for this part too, but it's really simple to just do it with intuition. So I'm going to do that really quickly. Also, when you're turning, make sure it's one off, or else you'll go out of cube shape and you don't want that. So that's without turning, at least one off. When you're one off, done. And these corners equal 2 as far as the notation goes, and these middle equal 1. So that, and then want that red piece up there. And now here comes the algorithm. This algorithm will help switch this piece and this piece, because I've got all of these, but I don't exactly want to mess around and do it by intuition, so I'll just use this algorithm. So we're going to do 1, and then -3, and then +3. And there you have it. And what I like to do well, the bottom's all solved, but what I like to do if the bottom isn't solved is do the same thing to the bottom that I do to the top. What'll sometimes happen is that instead of having everything nice and neat like that, you'll get something that's kind of like, one second, it's kind of like this. What'll happen sometimes? You get something like this, where the top is solved, then the bottom corners aren't, and you have like just these two that are out of place, and you can't seem to get it in the right place no matter what you try. So what I like to do is bring it up to the top, which you can do that really simply by just slicing and then rotating it completely, and then just slicing again. So you'd slice, and then you would bring it up, you'd bring the bottom up. So slice, rotate the bottom so it's completely opposite, and then you'd slice again. Right? So what I like to do is I use this algorithm, but you can't see it, so I'll just rewrite it. I use 3, -3, 3, 0, -3, 0, 0, 3, -3, 0. So that's the algorithm I use, this one down here. So first what you want to do, make sure that these two are completed, and put them in the back, and you're going to hold it like this, and then you're going to slice it, and you're going to do 3, -3, 3, 0, -3, 0, 0, 3, -3, 0. And now the top's done and the bottom's done with the corners. So now I bring the green up to the top. Alright? I'm just gonna do this because I have a pet peeve about the middle just not being right. Now what you're gonna want to do is bring the edge pieces down and put them in the right places. Now, for me, I use a very simple algorithm to do this. It's one algorithm. It's very simple. The algorithm I use is this one, right? So you want the orange one down there, right? So what I do is I put the orange one so it's on the side. I put the two corners I want on the side. And I do 1, 0, 0, -3, 0, -3, -1, negative 1, 1, negative 4, then 0, 3. And that brings them up. See? One thing you should note, this algorithm also takes these two edges and it flips them. So if I were to do this again, I would have the orange and the orange here and the red here, which is not what I want. So I'm actually going to put this back down here, because if you look closely, there's only one that's solved, and that's on the bottom. So I'm actually going to be running into parity later on. So I want the orange one there. That's the only algorithm. The rest of this is really just intuition and just figuring out the puzzle. So I'll get back to you in a moment. Once I do that. If I run into parity, I'll come back. Okay, so I didn't get any parity originally, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to show you what parity looks like and how to solve it. This is an example of parity when you only have two edge pieces. Whenever you try and switch them out with each other, using the last algorithm I just showed you, these two end up becoming just like these. So the way you solve it is by using this algorithm. You set it up like this, right? Then you do slash 3, 3 slash negative 1, 0 slash 2, negative 4 slash 4, negative 2 slash 0, negative 2 slash negative 4, 2 slash 1, negative 5, 2, 4, 5, 3, 0 slash 3, 3 slash. And now the top is correct. It looks imposing, but once you do that enough times, it'll be like just clockwork to you. So that's how you solve a square root 1 cube. I only use a couple of algorithms. It's really simple. That barely ever comes up for me. But if you do it continuously, you'll learn it very quickly, quicker than you think. So, I hope you learned well, and I hope you liked the video. Feel free to tell me if you did or didn't, what I could do to make it better. And hope you join me next week.